Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is John with HSFL Paranormal. You are entering another series of After Dark. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Please message in the comments and say hi. Let's see here. Just waiting here just a second. Alright, I am live on YouTube. Sweet. Okay. Make sure everything's working properly. How's everybody doing? Alright, we are getting some people watching now. Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. Let's see here, just trying to figure out the settings. Hey, Maria gives me hugs. How you doing? Hey, Simply Deep 1985. Hello, my friend, and welcome. Hey, Josie Flores. How you doing? Welcome. Let's see here. Okay. And I'm just trying to set this correct. Make sure we got everything going 100% as it should. Alright. Hey, Cardoso Media, how you doing? Good to see you. Alright, so we got our live subscriber counter, or a live counter right there. Guys, if you are new joining my channel, if you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe to HSFL. Make sure you check the channel out. You can see the live subscriber count right there at the bottom. If you decide to subscribe to my channel, your name will be brought up in bright lights across the middle of my screen here. So that is awesome. I have the live feed going right here where the cemetery is, where all the chat is. So thank you guys, everybody who has joined me. This is another series of After Dark, scary ghost stories at night. And I have some really good ones. Hey, Johnny Cook Jr., how you doing? It's great to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Cardiac Tap fam in London is here. How you doing? It's so good to see you. Welcome. 11 people in the house. Thank you so much. Headed to bed, but I wanted to hang out for a bit. Awesome. I'm so glad to have you here. Are you doing the face mask thing tonight? Hold on. I wanted to finish the rest of that sentence, but it died out too quickly. You were mean to Brian? I'm sorry. Hey, I was looking around another person's stream that you were in a week ago. Yes. Doing fine. Hey, John from the UK. It's 5:30 a.m. Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining on. I appreciate it. Guys, make sure you tweet this out. Share this out on Facebook. And I hope everybody's enjoying the new lighting here on HSFL. I got 2 new lights. One of them is over here and the other one is over there. Have one on just to give me, I guess it's on this side, a little bit change in my lighting in my room because the lighting in this house is awful. So made some good improvements, hopefully. Make sure you smash that like button. Hey, the sharpshooter, the man, the fam is in the house. How you doing? 15 people watching. Thank you so much. I know. Gotcha, Simply Deep. So I'm just making sure I changed the settings. I upgraded to doing OBS now for most of my streams. I hope everybody likes the new look on the channel. I put a lot of hard effort and time into doing this. I got me a new comfortable car racing seat chair that's actually like Tempur-Pedic material, and it's really, really comfortable. So I have that now. Guys, make sure you check out my merch at HSFL at Teespring. I have men's, women's, children's clothes. I also have accessories like coffee cups, phone cases for both Android and iPhone. Hey, Free Faz, how you doing? So good to see you. Welcome, everybody. We got a lot of people coming in. Thank you, guys. Make sure you tweet this out, share it out on Facebook. That would help me out a lot to get the word out that I am live. Hey, just in time prepping. How are you? I hope you're doing well tonight. I got some good scary ghost stories, and I also got some sound effects. Yay. Ooh. Sound effects. Like I'll do a quick demo of what it's going to sound like here. Hopefully I don't blast too many people's eardrums doing this. I'm going to try not to. But yes. So many awesome channels. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Teespring. Yes, I do have Teespring. Thank you so much, Cardoso Media. I really appreciate it. Thanks for retweeting my message. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to read the comments here. So many are coming so fast. Small YouTuber Army, how you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight, my friend. We got Sharpshooter in the house. We got Cardoso Media. We got Small YouTuber Army. We have Cardiac Tap Fam, sorry. Just in Time Prepping. Teresa Gregory, how you doing? Dottie, we have... Wow, this is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming by. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you consider subscribing. This is actually a live subscriber, right down there is a live subscriber count. You can make that spin if you're new. Doing well. Thanks for asking. Awesome. I hope you, Small YouTuber Army, I hope you're liking the new setup here, the new look on my channel. I hope I get your OBS approval. Let's see here. Hey, Lily Ann is in the house. How you doing? Sorry, lots of messages coming in. Okay. Simply Deep. You're the type of person Simply Deep. Oh, I love it. Hey, Jelly Duck, how are you doing? Wow, the subscriber count is working. Hey, Donna Rock fam, how are you? So good to see you, my friend. Awesome. I'm glad everybody's liking the new setup. I've invested a lot of time, money, and effort into making this channel better, guys, for the viewer experience. Can everybody hear me loudly and clearly? I hope so. Okay, I think so. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. What's your PayPal so I can... Let's see. What's your PayPal? I want to send your winnings. My winnings for what? My PayPal is in the links. I don't know what's going on with... Somebody's playing with the subscriber button. Thank you, guys. Okay, well, thank you guys who's ever deciding to play with that. It's pretty funny, actually. Yes, glad YouTube is finally up and running. I would give you an example, but I have too much respect for I think this, okay, no problem. That's so funny, the Sharpshooter. So yes, guys, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it, my friends. Seriously, I do really appreciate it. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you support the channel. Hey, Jelly Duck just subscribed. Well, thank you. Well, at least we know that the subscriber count works. From JoJo's Live, from when I said $10 to be the next person who talks is John. Oh, are you really gonna send me money? That would be awesome. You can click my PayPal link above. I'll make sure I put your link in the description if you do. I'd really appreciate it. Jelly Duck, thank you for subscribing to my channel, my friend. Yeah, so the new subscriber thing lights up your name just like that if you're new here. Yeah. Hey, Brown Dwarf, how you doing? Welcome. Happy birthday to Boomer Rock. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Boomer. Happy birthday to you. Hope you like that, Boomer. Probably gonna get a strike now thanks to that song. Hope it was worth it. I'm already subscribed to your channel. What in the world? I have no idea there, buddy. YouTube is acting really weird lately, guys, so that's probably what's going on. Alrighty. Guys, thank you for choosing my channel after all of the other channels that are live right now. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Rachel M. I really do appreciate it, my friend. I'm trying a new look on my channel to make sure the viewer experience is really good. Also, it keeps my computer from having issues. Thank you so much, Rachel M. I do appreciate it. So I am going to show you the sound effects that I have for tonight. Alright. Hopefully I'm not going to have issues here. I might. Okay. So, we got this one. So yeah, that's like, I can play some pretty creepy I should do one. How do you guys like the new sound effects? Sounds pretty good. So yeah, like I got some really banger sound effects for the scary stories tonight. The scary stories tonight are brought to you by scarystories.com. So the first one is called The Red Spot. One night, a young girl was sleeping in her bed when a spider crawled across her face. It stopped for a few minutes on her left cheek, and then it went away. When she woke up the next morning, she noticed she had a red spot on her cheek. What was this? Her mother asked. It was like a spider bite, her mother replied. It'll just go away, just don't scratch it. Soon, a red spot began to grow into a red boil. Look at it now, the girl said. It's getting bigger. That sometimes happens, the mother said. It's coming to a head. What? Did somebody really just send me $10? Holy shiznat. Okay. You will lose, but here's a little help. Oh my god, Boomer. No, sorry. This is from Norman Darling. You lose, but when here's a little help. Aw, thank you, Norman. Whoever Norman is. Norman. Just fine. In a few days, the red spot was getting even bigger. Look at it now, the girl said. It hurts so much. It makes me look so ugly. Well, have the doctors take a look at it, the mother said. Maybe it's infected. The doctors couldn't see the girl until the next day. That night, she decided to take a nice, relaxing bath. She lay down soaking in a warm water bath. The boil suddenly burst on her face, and out poured a swarm of tiny baby spiders from the eggs the mother had laid in her cheek. Ooh, that one was good. Starting the night off with a banger. Just playing. Guys, 27 people watching right now, guys. Thank you so much. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, or at least consider it. It'll bring your name up in bright lights. And you can also consider smashing that like button, helping to support my channel, and tweeting this live stream out. That would help a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Gross. That's right. That story is horrible. Let's see. All right. This one is called Bloody Fingers. Bloody Fingers is a funny, scary story. Okay, sorry, that's actually not part of the story. A man walked into a hotel late one night and asked for a room. The hotel manager said to him that the hotel was all booked up. We have gotten only one room left, he said. This is on the 13th floor. But we don't rent one room because it's haunted. He said, I'll take it, said the businessman. I don't believe in that nonsense about ghosts. The man took the key and went up the room to get some sleep. As soon as he turned off the lights, he heard the door creak open. A pale, ghostly image appeared from the closet and staggered forth. Hold on. Okay, I'm not finding this in enough time. I was trying to get the staggering. He heard the closet door squeak open. A pale, ghostly figure emerged staggered forth, its fingers dripping with blood. Bloody fingers, it moaned. The man laid his eyes on the horrible sight. He grabbed his suitcase and ran out the room, still wearing his pajamas. Left the hotel that very night. The next night, an old woman arrived at the hotel very late. The manager told her the same thing. I've only got one room left on the 13th floor, but we don't rent it out because it's haunted. Sonny, I have seen a lot in my day, I said to him. Trust me, nothing can possibly bother me. She switched off the light, and the door creaked again. And a ghostly image stepped out, its fingers dripping with blood all over the floor. Bloody fingers, it moaned. The woman shrieked and ran out as fast as her legs could carry her. A week later, a teenage boy arrived at the hotel very late. He also took the haunted room, desperate for the manager's warning. Or he took the haunted room desperately, even though with the manager's warning. He paid for the room, got the key, and headed upstairs. He took his guitar and began to strum some tunes. Soon the closet door creaked open. As before, the fingers were bleeding, soaking the carpet with blood and moaning, "Bloody fingers, bloody fingers." The boy didn't pay attention to the ghostly figure. He kept strumming his guitar. The ghost moaning and kept bleeding, "Bloody fingers, bloody fingers." Finally, the boy stopped the guitar, and he noticed the hideous apparition, and he said, "Shut up and get yourself a Band-Aid." I hope everybody liked that one. I like the ending of that. Alright, Cardiac fam. Good to see you, my friend. I hope everybody is having fun tonight. Guys, thank you guys so much. Alright, no problem, Carduso Media. It was good to see you. Have a good night. Trek Lady C, Pink Lady Luck Zubkowski. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. Atlantis Paranormal's in the house, and Panther Paranormal's in the house. How you doing, guys? Thank you guys for the 23 views or people watching right now. I really do appreciate it, my friends. If you're new here to this channel and you would like to consider subscribing, please smash that red button. Also, smash the like button, support my channel, and I guarantee you won't miss anything. There's so much cool stuff that occurs on this channel. So you don't want to miss out. Make sure you ring that bell notification and subscribe if you are new. Hey, Teresa Louise, how you doing? Road Trains Tigers in the house. We have Budget Outdoors and Survival. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. I am doing well. Thank you, Atlantis Paranormal. Thank you, guys. I hope everybody who's coming in is seeing how much effort I have put into the live stream with the new banner. Also, with all the effects going on. Your name will be lit up in bright lights if you're a new subscriber. Let's see. You have some nice creepy stories. Thank you. I appreciate it. And there's much more coming too, because this is a 3-hour live stream. So enjoy. Alrighty. Next story. I think this pop filter is actually creating a problem with it actually speaking. I should just talk like this. This is probably better. But now I don't have to hold it up with the tripod, which is very nice. Guys, yeah, please. Hey, Anthony Husha, how you doing, my friend? So good to see you. Guys, 24 people watching right now. Gosh, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Budget Outdoors and Survival. He says enjoy, LOL. Alrighty. Yes, I love the new boom. The boom is so nice. I also got the new lighting, and I got the new chair because I have back issues, so I made a little bit of a very expensive investment in getting something really nice chair-wise. It's actually a car racing seat, but it's actually Tempur-Pedic material. And I got it half off, so I was pretty happy. Uh-oh. There we go. Guys, 26 people watching. Thank you so much. Hey, Tigers Fly, how you doing? Are you new to this channel? Hey, City Girl Country Heart, how you doing? Welcome. Guys, if you are new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe. This number here at the bottom, 1548, will go up live. Yeah, I love this new chair, guys. I just got it today. The assembly on it was not fun, but something I've done before, so let's see here. I'm doing really good, Anthony. Thank you for asking. K-Dog McKee in the Doghouse Report. How are you doing? Guys, please make sure you tweet this out for me. That would mean a lot to me. If you guys could share this out on Facebook as well, that would be super, super awesome. Yes. Oh, hey. City Girl Country Heart. I'm doing very well. It's so good to see you. Nope. Watch all of your videos. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Tigers Fly. I appreciate it. Okay. I just don't think I've ever seen you in here. Thank you, though. I really do appreciate all of your guys' love and support. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. So we have the drum. Once upon a time, there was two little girls. Their names were Blue Eyes and Turkey. Blue Eyes was named after the color of her eyes, and Turkey was named after the red dress that she wore. They lived in a little house on the moor with their mother and their baby brother Arthur. Their father was a sailor, and he was always away at sea, traveling to faraway lands. But one day, Blue Eyes and Turkey went for a walk up the moor when they met a gypsy girl playing a drum. Sorry, that was a horrible sound effect there. As she played, a mechanical man and a woman came out of the drum and danced. Awesome. Thank you so much, K-Dog. The effects are cool. Okay. The woman... Okay. Blue Eyes and Turkey were entranced. They had never seen such an amazing toy, as they had begged the gypsy girl to give them the drum. The girl laughed. "I will give it to you," she said, "but only if you're very, very naughty. Come back tomorrow and tell me how naughty you were. Then we shall see." As soon as Blue Eyes and Turkey got home, they began to act as badly as they possibly could. They started shouting and spilling their food on the floor and drew on the walls with crayons, and they refused to go to bed. The two sisters did everything that they could to upset their mother. The next day, they got up very early to head out to the moor. There, they saw the gypsy girl playing on the drum. "Were you very naughty yesterday?" They cried. Oh, sorry. "We were very naughty yesterday," they cried. Hold on. Okay, I'm not finding crying. Thought they had a cry option, but apparently not. "Tell me what you did," the gypsy girl said. So they told her. The gypsy girl laughed. "Oh, no," she said. "You were only being a little naughty. You're going to have to do far worse than that if you want this drum." As soon as the girls got home, they were as naughty as they could be. They threw cups on the floor, they tore up clothes, they walked into the mud up to their knees and pulled up all the flowers in the garden. They also let the pig out of the pen and let it run away. Their mothers were even more horrified than ever at their behavior. "If you don't stop doing this," said Mother, "I will go away and take Arthur with me, and you will get a new mother, one with glass eyes and a wooden tail." The scared Blue Eyes and Turkey loved their mother and they loved their baby brother Arthur, but they could not imagine being without them, and the thought of it made their cry. Don't want you to leave, Mama, their mother said. Unless you change your behavior, I will have to go that way. We'll be good, the girls promised. Yet, they did not believe that their mother would really go away. She just started to stare at us. Blue Eyes said later, we'll get that drum tomorrow, and then we'll go back to being good again. The next day, the girls got up very early and rushed off to meet the gypsy girl. They found her. She was playing the drum again, and the little mechanical man and woman were dancing back and forth. They told the gypsy girl how naughty they were. The gypsy girl said, were you naughty, more naughty than the day before? That must be bad enough to get the drum, they said. Oh no, replied the gypsy girl with a smile. You'll have to do much worse than that. We promised our mother we would be on our best behavior from now on. If you really want this drum, you must be naughtier. It's only for one day, Blue Eyes told Turkey. We will have this drum. Hope you're right, Turkey said nervously. Hey, Panther Paranormal's in the house. How you doing? Sorry, let me get back to the chat for a second. Again, she told them that they had been not naughty enough, and you must be really bad, she said. Let's see if there's anybody new who joined here. What happened, K-Dog? K-Dog, McGee in the doghouse report. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry to hear that, K-Dog. Man, I hope you're alright. Okay. As soon as they got home for the evening, the young girls were as naughty as possible. They broke the table, the chairs, bashed all the fine china, and ripped their clothes to shreds. If that wasn't enough, the girls whipped the dog unmercifully. They beat their baby brother with a stick and punched the mother in the face. The mother began to cry. Blue Eyes and Turkey, she sobbed, you're not keeping your promise. If you don't stop being naughty, I will have to go away, and you'll have to get a new mother with wooden tail and blue eyes glass eyes and a wooden tail to live with you. We will be good, said Blue Eyes. We promise, said Turkey. I hope so, said their mother. We can't wait much longer. Please try to behave yourselves. Hey, Kyoko Rock Fams is in the house. However, the two girls had their hearts set on the amazing drum, and when they were gone, they said to the other, tomorrow will be good. Once we have the drum, we'll be good again. The next morning, before their mother woke up, Blue Eyes and Turkey ran out into the moor, where they found the gypsy girl and told them all the bad things. We are horrid, said Turkey. We were worse than we have ever been before. You have to give us the drum now. That's when they noticed that the gypsy girl wasn't playing with the drum. In fact, it was nowhere to be seen. Where's the drum? The girls cried. She said, "Ha, it's gone. When gypsies are, we are gypsies. We gypsies are going away today. I'm about to leave at last." But you told us, cried Blue Eyes and Turkey. The gypsy girl laughed. Yes, I know. You have been really, really naughty, and your mother's gone far away. Instead, you and your mother with a glass eye and a wooden tail. And Blue Eyes and Turkey began to cry. They were crushed and went home, and they went as soon as they could, but their mother and Arthur were gone. Maybe They were just out shopping, Blue Eyes said, hopefully. Hey, Detecting or Beach. How you doing? So good to see you. Welcome to the channel, my friend. So glad to see you in one of my live streams. How you doing? All right. Yes, they'll be back soon. I'm sure of it, said Turkey, and they reassured themselves. But when lunchtime came, they all came to a shock. Blue Eyes and Turkey felt all alone and scared. They wondered about the moor all day. When the time came, they went back home. The lights were shut off, and they peered through the window, and they could see their mother with a glass eye glistening in the glow of the firelight, and you could hear her wooden tail thumping on the floor. That was okay. I'm not too enthralled about it. Okay. The Bride. I'm gonna make sure these are not as long. Okay, so this one's a shorter story. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys so much for joining on. I hope everybody's having a good night so far. We got 23 people in the house. How's it going, everybody? We got the story of Dory in the house. Guys, 23 people. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, guys. Really, I really do appreciate it. People in the house. Oh, shoot. Sorry, that was an echo. My bad. Guys, we have 37 likes on this video so far. Make sure you tweet this out. Share it out on Facebook if you haven't already. Yes, please tweet it out and share it with your Facebook friends. I would really, really appreciate it. Tried to get the word out as much as possible. We have 22 people in the house right now. I do appreciate it, all my friends. Alrighty, so let's see here. Alright, so this story is called The Bride. The Bride is a scary story about a young woman who goes missing on the day of her wedding. It is based on an urban legend known as the Mistletoe Bride, or the Bride and Seek, or the Missing Bride. A version of the legend has appeared in the book Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. A young couple got married, and after the wedding they held a reception at the bride's grandmother's house. All their friends and family arrived. They laughed, they danced, they sang, and into the night. After the wedding reception, the guests decided to play a game of hide-and-go-seek. The groom covered his eyes and began counting to 100, while his new bride and other guests ran out of the room looking for somewhere to hide. Eventually, the groom had found everyone except for the bride. The guests began calling out her name. Searching everywhere for the young woman, they began to grow more and more uneasy, as they could not find a trace of her. Eventually, they gave up searching, and everybody presumed that the girl had run away and left her husband. As the weeks went by, her husband accepted that his beautiful bride must have had second thoughts about his marriage. He decided to go on and forget about her and went on with his life. A few years later, a cleaning lady was dusting in the attic. She had come across an old trunk. Out of curiosity, she opened it. Inside the trunk, she found the rotting corpse of the dead woman, still dressed in the bridal gown. She was wearing a wedding ring on her bony finger. It was the missing bride. She must have hidden in the trunk and accidentally locked herself inside. It was impossible to tell whether she suffocated or starved to death, but her face was frozen in a silent scream. That was a good one. I like that story. That one was pretty solid. Okay, this one is called The Guests. Let me check the comments real quick. Guests. Yeah, that was a good one. I did like that one. It's a country girl, but I haven't been able to type. It doesn't feel right. Okay, gotcha. What was that? Oh yeah, just to let everybody know, my house is haunted, so just gotta give everybody that first and foremost. I do run a paranormal channel, and that's because my house is haunted, and that's actually why I started this page, was to document it. And if you actually watch 1 minute and 36 seconds into the 4th installment of this show, which is After Dark number 4, you can actually see something pulling down my blinds, which is actually really scary. I've had Green Bay talking about it. I've had Lunatic Dad talking about it. It's really, really scary. And nobody can debunk it. And it actually confirms with my EMF reader too, which is even more scary. Guys, yes, I do have a paranormal team. It's called Presence of the Unknown. The link is just posted by Anthony Husha. Presence of the Unknown. And so he just posted the link for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for Presence of the Unknown. I do have a Teespring account for my new merchandise. Men's, women's, and children's clothing, and also Android and phone cases are available. And those have also tote bags and much, much more. Guys, please make sure you check out my merch store. If you want something from the channel, it's going to have this little ghost guy right here on the screen on the shirts. That is my logo. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it, guys. Let's see here. I do have a PayPal if you would like to donate to my channel to help support production costs and stuff like that. Most of the stuff that you see here provided, like the lighting and the boom and the microphone and the chair, that's what the donations go to, is helping to improve the channel. Stuff like Streamlabs, stuff like that, to provide money for new software to make the more to make it a better viewer experience for you. I'm doing this to help others and have them enjoy my channel more. Guitar strums. Did you hear my guitar playing? Huh. Creepy. I didn't hear my guitar playing, but that's kind of creepy. There's some weird shit that happens on this channel, I swear to God. Oh, sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna still continue the stories. Alright. Let's see here. What the heck was that? There's like some like weird sounds going on. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it doesn't sound right. Guys, please make sure you smash that like button if you're just joining me. I do really appreciate it. I have 23 people in the house right now. Please make sure you hit that like button. All right. Okay. Let's see. I did support Road Trains Tiger. I do have them subscribed. guys, if you would like to subscribe to my channel and help support it, that would be awesome too. If there's people in the background who have not yet subscribed to HSFL Paranormal, I would always welcome you to do so. This is an awesome channel. A lot of hard work and dedication goes out to putting this stuff together for you guys. Just share it on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you, Road Trains. I really do appreciate it, my friend. All right. Do you have any stories about missing people and tents camping? Ooh, good. Let me finish this story and then I'll try to look. This is about spending a night in a strange old house based on a folklore, and this version of the story appeared in a book. It's called The Guests. Not a very long story. All right. A man and his wife were on a trip to dinner. A man and his wife were on a trip to visit his mother. Usually they arrived in time for supper. They got a late start and now it was getting dark. They decided to look for a place and stay overnight and go on in the morning. Just off the road, they saw a house in the woods. Maybe they have rooms to rent. So this kind of sounds like some kind of camping story. I don't know what's going on. It's not working. So they stopped to ask, and an elderly man and woman came to the door. They didn't rent rooms, they said, but they would be glad to have them overnight as guests. They had plenty of room, and they would enjoy their company. The old man made coffee. They brought out some of their cake, and four of them talked for a while. Then the young couple were taken to their room. They were explained that they wanted to pay for this, but the old man did not accept any money. The young man and couple got up early next morning before their hosts had awakened. On the table next to the front door was left an envelope with some money in it for the room. They went into the next town. They stopped at a restaurant and had breakfast. When they were told that the owner where they had stayed, when they told the owner where they had stayed, he was shocked. That can't be. The house burned down 10 years ago. The old man and woman who lived there died in the fire. The young couple could not believe it. They went back to the house. Only now there was no house. It was all they found was a burnt out shell. They stood staring at the ruins, trying to understand what had happened. Then a woman started screaming in the rubble. There was a badly burned table, and the table on the envelope where they had left it that morning. How did you guys like that one? Was that one pretty good? Sorry, I can't really see the comments all that much when I'm doing the sound effects and stuff. Sharpshooter what? Hey, Mod Squad Comedy is in the house. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Black Eyed Shorty, let us in. The Paranormal Circle is in the house. Guys, there's so many channels. I have never seen the Paranormal Circle. How are you? Hey, if you're new here to the channel, please make sure you consider subscribing to my channel. That would be really awesome. Hey, it's cool. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, Paranormal Circle. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure you, yeah, guys, please, let's see. Please make sure you support my channel if you are new, or at least consider it. That would be awesome. I do a lot of different paranormal stuff on this channel, but I do some stuff that's outside of the paranormal. It's kind of like a vlog. So definitely make sure you check this channel out. I have a lot of stuff to offer on this channel. I do storm reports for the National Weather Service. I do to help people to get out of the way of any danger across the country. So, yeah, guys, definitely. Detecting Orb Beach is already supporting you. Yep. Alright, let me get back to the stories here. I got you, HSFL. Thank you, I appreciate it, Paranormal Circle. You are a hard worker. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I do put in a lot of effort. Did you hack YouTube? I know it was you. No, I did not hack YouTube. That would be really, really hard. Yay, Lou Rock is in the house. Guys, please make sure you tweet this out, share it out on Facebook, get the message out that I'm live right now. I'm running OBS for the first time on After Dark. This is now my second time using OBS as a option for my streaming. I think it looks really good and professional, but that's my opinion. So please make sure if you like this setup and you would like me to continue using it, please just let me know in the comments. Native Grammy's in the house. How are you? I'm a haunted house actor. I've never heard of that profession. That sounds pretty cool. Like you're like a guy at a haunted house that scares the crap out of people. That sounds pretty fun, actually. I've done that before. Aliens are 51. Yeah, the aliens at Area 51 are playing with the YouTube channels. I totally agree. Okay, so YouTube forgot to pay the electric bill. Yeah. I saw that. Hey, Gemma's in the house. How are you, Gemma? I'm going to do an ASMR live stream. Oh, that's cool. Guys, thank you guys so much for the 41 thumbs up. If you haven't already, smash that like button, everybody. Please help support the channel. Yeah, smash the like button. Share this out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to keep doing the creepy stories. So please just bear with me. Got the new setup here. Got my new chair. It's actually a race car seat, but it's all super comfortable. I ended up getting it 50% off from Amazon because I built some points with them, so I decided to invest a little bit of money in some comfort. Yes, Gemma is in the UK. Alrighty, back to the scary stories. Okay, the guest. Okay, so this one is the one I just read. Ooh, this one's all sound oriented. Okay, this is a true story about a haunted home in Mobile, Alabama. It's called the Madison Mansion. 3 men who tried to stay the night in an old place hear terrifying noises and see something that gives them chills to the bone. A version of the story had it appeared in the book Scary Ghost Stories to Tell in the Dark. A long time ago. Let's see how long. Damn, this story is decent. Okay. A long time ago, there was a house that stood near the bay in Mobile, Alabama. Hold on, let me move this over so I can still see the chat. It was known as the Madison Mansion. It had been vacant and boarded up for years. Most of the people in the area would keep well away from it, frightened by its uncanny reputation. Anyone who passes by it could not help wondering what evil had transpired in that old place. Trespassers who had dared to enter the house usually fled during the night, telling stories so grisly that they appeared beyond belief. One night, 3 fishermen were caught moving. Storm managed to make their way back to shore. Drenched by the rain, they spotted the mansion and decided to take shelter in the old rickety place. Hold on. Once inside, they made a fire in the fireplace to keep themselves warm and ate at supper. Then, 3 men pulled down their oilskin coats tightly around them and laid on the floor to try to get some sleep. However, as soon as they dozed off, they were plagued by terrible nightmares of treachery and murder. Lying awake, the men heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps going up the stairs. And if I can find footsteps. There we go. It sounded like more than one person marching back and forth. "Who's there?" one of the fishermen cried. The footsteps suddenly stopped. They heard a woman scream. The scream turned into a groan. Yes, the second guy is slow. God, Lou, thanks for ruining it. Just playing. I'm trying to find the sound effects. The house began to quiet again, and then the men who had called out the first thing or first, sorry, the man who called out felt something splash against his forehead. Psh! Sudden, something was dripping from the ceiling. Forming a small little red petal underneath the door. To their horror, the fishermen realized it was blood. All of a sudden, the doors upstairs crashed open. Actually, whoop. Yeah, sorry, earphone users. That was actually probably will get me in trouble for playing that one. I didn't realize that's what it was the Psycho theme. So I do apologize about that. I thought it was going to be something else. Hey, Leslie Watson, how are you? I hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Was that a cat? I don't know. He needs a switchboard for sound effects. Yeah, unfortunately I do. But I don't have one. That might be something I have to think about in the future, guys. Oh, the sound effects are actually ruining it? Okay, so I won't do the sound effects anymore, okay? All of a sudden, the doors crashed open, and the first shook the house with the sound of heavy footsteps. It sounded like a woman being chased by a man. The frightening fishermen heard disembodied voices in the darkness. A man shouted in anger. A woman cried out in pain, and they heard objects being flung here, and there was a crash. Long howls of horrible laughter rose and filled the house. It went on until the fishermen thought that they would go mad. Then there was silence. The fishermen huddled together and listened, and for a few minutes they heard something coming down the stairs. It sounded like something heavy was being dragged and bumped down each rotten step. Then scraping and thumping noises had been heard across the hall. And then the front door opened. It sounded like something was being flung outside with a thump in the weeds. And then the door slammed shut again, and there was silence. There was a thunderstorm outside, and it had the house. There was a thunderstorm outside, and the house trembled as if it were about to collapse. The rain was pouring against the sagging walls, and terrified fishermen could not bear to stay in the place a moment longer, and decided to flee. Just as they reached the door, a flash of lightning filled every room in the house. The house was a green blaze. From what one of the men saw was a ghostly face staring at them from the stairs. It was so horrible it looked like it came from hell itself. A clash of thunder deafened the man as they ran out into the storm, never to return. Nobody knows what horrible deeds have been done in that house. The mansion was built shortly after the American Revolution by Englishmen Madison, who was a rich recluse. He had lived in the house with his daughter, who was said to be mentally ill. Nobody ever saw that the servants were kept well away from her. They never had any visitors and never went out. One day, without a word of warning, Madison suddenly left England and wrote to his servants, instructing them to sell the house. The daughter was never found. She just disappeared. After that, the house changed many times. Nobody could ever stay there for long. Okay, I hope everybody liked that story. Why did my chat stop? Is people still here? Okay. Yeah, I just designed a Gemma's banner today. All of a sudden, the chat just started to not work for whatever reason on the OBS. So that's a new issue. I'm not quite sure what is going on with it. Chat, live chat box. It should be browser 2. Okay. Yep. Just like listening to it. Okay, cool. Guys, thank you so much for the 19 people still watching here on HSFL Paranormal. I really do appreciate all of your love and support. Guys, thank you. Seriously. Story, still here listening. Awesome. Let's see here. Alert box. Counter 1. Okay. Just trying to figure something out here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my thing. It's just having some issues. Yeah, YouTube can't afford that chat anymore. That's funny. Thank you. Okay, so now it's working. For whatever reason, the number is bigger. I don't know why. That's not my fault. That's just something that happened with the screen. But thank you guys for all the love and support. Please make sure you smash that like button, fam. Do try to work hard on getting some good content out to you guys. So let's see here. Let's see. Thank you guys for the 45 thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. This is really fun to listen to getting ready to go to work. Absolutely. Hey, Ladybug. How are you? It's so good to see you. Lou, you're always a crack up, buddy. Hold on just a second here. I love my banner. Oh, I'm so glad you love the banner. Yeah, I designed Gemma's banner today. It turned out really, really good. I spent quite a bit of time on the phone with Gemma today, and just to help her out and make her channel look really, really good. So let's see. All right, this one is called the Something Was Wrong. Okay. One morning, a man found him... Let's see how long this story is. Okay, it's not that long. One morning, a man found himself walking along a deserted street in a small town. He had no idea what he was doing there or how he got there in the first place, or where he had been earlier. He didn't even know what time it was. He saw a woman walking towards him and stopped her. "I'm afraid I forgot my watch," he said with a polite smile. "Can you tell me what time it is?" When the woman saw him, she screamed and ran away. The man was shocked. A few moments later, he noticed that other people were afraid of him too. Whenever they saw him coming, they flattened themselves against the building. They recoiled in horror and ran across the street to stay out of his way. "There must be something wrong with me," the man thought. "I better go home as soon as possible." He hailed a taxi, but the taxi driver laid his eyes on him. He floored the accelerator and sped away. "This is crazy," the man said to himself. He couldn't figure out what was wrong with him and had no idea what was going on. All he knew that he was scared and confused. "Maybe my wife can pick me up." He made a phone call to his to his home, expecting to hear his wife's sweet voice. Instead, a strange voice answered. "Mrs. Sullivan?" he said. "No, sorry, she isn't. Her husband died a few days ago in a horrible car crash. She's attending his funeral right now." Megan's blog! How are you, my friend? It is so good to see you. Alright. I'm only going to be able to rely on the chat on the computer here. Sorry, this light that I got in here is super, super bright. So I'm going to be working on a few things with the lighting here on the channel. Hey, Kenneth the Kentucky fam, how are you doing, my friend? So now I know why Green Bay and all the other people who use this kind of lighting have glasses on. So it makes perfect sense. And now, speaking of that, Green Bay has now just gone live. Alrighty. Let's see here. Angie the fam. Speak of the devil. So I'm just trying to keep up with the chat here. Guys, thank you for the 22 people watching right now. I do really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. 21 people watching. Okay. So let's get back to the stories. All right. This one is called The Window. Oof, my stomach just growled. This one's kind of long, but it looks good. Many years ago, there was an old story house. Oh, sorry, there was an old one-story house that stood on the top of a hill. The locals called it Corgin Grange. They stood, and three young people lived there. A girl and her two brothers. One hot summer's night, they were all sitting out in the Vandera, enjoying the cool air. They watched the sunset as the moon was rising over the trees. They decided to go to bed. A few hours later, the girls were lying in bed, unable to sleep with the heat. She was gazing out the window, watching the moon move across the sky, when something finally caught her eye. She saw two small lights moving through the woods near the graveyard at the bottom of the hill. They looked like the eyes of some strange animal. She couldn't make out what the animal was. She kept her eyes on the woods, and then something stepped out of the shadows. Something ghastly. Alicia Parrish Rock Fam is in the Elisa Parrish Rock Fam is in the house, it seems. Hey, how are you, my friend? And Simple Joys is in the house. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Guys, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you consider subscribing to HSFL Paranormal. I would always be glad to have more people join. And right now I'm at 1546. And if you subscribe to my channel, your name will come up in the center of the banner right about here in bright lights. And then also the subscriber count, which is live right now, will also go up. So if you're new here and you haven't subscribed and would like to, you can do that. Hit that red subscribe button, and it should shout you out on the screen. So thank you guys so much for coming and joining my channel. I really do appreciate that. This is the channel you chose to visit tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming by. No problem, Simple Joys. Alrighty, so back to the story. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. She kept her eyes on the woods, and then something stepped out of the shadows, something ghastly. It was coming up the hill towards her house. For a moment, she lost sight of it. Then she saw it coming across the lawn towards her window. It looked like a man, but yet it didn't. As she watched it, the most uncomfortable horror seized her. She wanted to run from her room, but the door was right next to her window. She was afraid that the creature wouldn't see her. She wanted to scream, but her tongue felt like it was glued to the top of her mouth. She rushed down the door. Before she could open the lock, she heard a scratching. At the window. She turned around and saw a hideous shrunken brown face with flaming eyes glaring right at her. She tried to scream, but she was so frightened that she couldn't make a sound. The creature broke the pane of glass, and it reached in with the long, bony fingers and unlocked the door. Unlocked the window and crawled inside. The girl tried to escape frantically, but the creature had caught her by the hair and dragged her across the bed, and then pulled the back of her head and sank his teeth into her throat. She let out a blood-curdling scream and then fainted. But her brothers heard her scream. She was rushed into her room, but they couldn't get in because the door was locked. By the time they managed to break the door down, the creature was gone. Her sister was laying unconscious in the bed, bleeding from the wound on her neck. While her brothers grabbed a towel, they tried to stop the bleeding. They took off the creature and chased it down the hill. The thing fled through the moonlight, taking enormous strides. Soon he lost sight of it near the graveyard. The brother went back to the house to see if he could help his sister. She was so scared and so badly hurt they took her to the hospital to get the wound disinfected. The doctor pulled the bandage around her neck and had her in the hospital for a couple of days. Gradually, the wound began to heal, and the doctor said she would be able to go home. The brothers reported the incident to the police, but they could not figure out what happened. They said that it was probably a lunatic who escaped from the local mental asylum. The brothers did not want it to come back to the house. Did not want the girl to go back to the house. And stay in the same room, but she insisted. After all, she said lunatics don't escape from the asylum every day. But just in case, the brothers slept in the room just across the hall with loaded pistols by their bedsides. Simple Joys, just give me a minute here. I'm going to try supporting your channel back here. Just give me 1 second. And... oh, Simple Joys, I'm already supporting you. Okay, cool. Lunatics don't... okay. The winter passed peacefully and happily. But one night, a couple of months later, the girl was awoken to scratching sounds out of the window. She opened her eyes and saw the same hideous brown shrunken face staring right at her. She screamed as loud as she possibly could. She screamed with all of her might, and her brothers grabbed their pistols and came out running. The creature took off. The brothers chased it down the hill. One of them took aim and fired at it, hitting it in the leg. The creature fell over, but got up and managed to limp over to the graveyard wall. The brothers watched as it stumbled over the wall and seemed to disappear over the burial vault. The next day, the brothers went down to the church to demand the priest open up the burial vault. Inside, there was a horrifying scene. Okay, City Girl, Country Heart, it was great to see you. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Take care, my friend. The coffins. The coffins have been broken into, and the rotting flesh were scattered all over the floor. One of the coffins had been left intact. They left it open. There lay some hideous, withered, and shriveling creatures that had attacked the girl. The priest demanded examine the corpse, and he found a bullet in its leg. They did the only thing they knew to get rid of the vampire. The priest built the roaring blaze outside of the vault. The brothers dragged out the shrunken body and tossed it into the flames. They watched the corpse burn until there was nothing left but ashes. I hope everybody liked that story. That one was pretty good. Guys, thank you for the 22 people still watching this, guys. I really do appreciate it. This is awesome. I'm so glad with the turnout of people who decided to watch After Dark at night. Hopefully it doesn't give you too many nightmares, my friend. Yeah. Scary stories. Okay. Like, this one's called Like Cat Eyes. It's a short story. One night, a man dying. Hold on. Still here watching. Awesome. Thank you so much, Leah Ladybug. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. One night, a man lay dying in his sick bed. His wife had left him with the nurse and went into the room to take a rest. She sat in the dark, staring out the window into the night. Suddenly, a woman saw bright headlights heading up the driveway to the house. "Oh no," she thought. "I don't want visitors. Not now." But it wasn't a car bringing a visitor. It was an old hearse with maybe half a dozen little men hanging from the sides. At least, that's what it looked like. The hearse screeched to a stop. The men jumped off and stared up at her. Their glowing eyes with soft yellow light, like cat eyes. They watched in horror as they disappeared into the house. An instant later, they were back, lifting something into the hearse. Then they drove away at a high speed, wheels squealing, spinning the gravel into the driveway, flying in all directions. At that very moment, the nurse came into the home. Her face was pale, and she left her hand gently at the woman's shoulder, and they told her that her husband had just died. Ooh, that one was good. That one was good. I liked that one. I don't know about y'all, but I liked it. How did you guys like that story? Loving these stories. Awesome. I'm so glad you loved the stories. Thank you so much. I don't know why, for whatever reason, like, the live chat is just not coming up, and I have no idea why. But if you're liking these stories, please make sure that you consider subscribing to my channel. I do work hard to try to put these episodes together. Let's see here. I just want to check the live... For what? Whoa. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do that, I don't think. I think my phone's pretty much DEAD. Thank you guys for the 50 thumbs up. Really, really appreciate it, my friends. Thank you guys. Make sure you tweet this out, share it out on Facebook. Make sure you consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. There's a lot of great stuff that happens here on HSFL Paranormal. If you would like to support this channel, you can do it in one of two ways. You can go to my merch store, post it in the link below. Yes, I can see the thing. I just can't see it when I have another window open, if that makes sense. But yes, I can see it. It's coming up now. Yeah, please smash that like button. Please support the channel. you can try my merch store. Check out the stuff that I have there. I have t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, and sweaters for the wintertime. So some really cool stuff out for the show. I also have coffee cups and more stuff as well. I have men's, women, and children's clothes. So yes, love your stories. Thank you for telling it with your storytelling voice. Oh, okay, cool. You like the way I speak when I do these stories. Thank you. I've been yeah, I know you've been subbed for a while. Yes, guys, make sure you hit the bell notification. Thank you guys for the 21 people watching. I really do appreciate it, my friends. Okay. This one is called The Appointment. Ooh. This is about a teenage boy who had a frightening encounter with death. Based on an ancient fable, The Appointment of the Samara. Okay. Let's see how long. Okay, this isn't a long story either. This is a short story. Okay. Excuse me. Whoa. God. Had something in my throat. The boy drove a pickup truck into town and parked outside of the market. He had been walking along the street. He noticed he jolted by somebody in the crowd. When he turned around, he was shocked to see the Grim Reaper of Death. He had stood there in the marketplace, and death beckoned to him. The terrified boy ran back up into the pickup truck and drove back to the farm as fast as he could. When he got there, white-faced and trembling, his grandfather told him what had happened. "Let me get the truck," he begged. "I'll go into the city and hide. Death will never be able to find me there. It's the only way to avoid my fate." The grandfather told him he had to go into the truck, and the boy floored the accelerator and tore off at high speed. After he left, the grandfather went into town looking for death, eventually finding the Grim Reaper standing in the crowded marketplace. The grandfather walked right up to Death and asked, "Why are you frightening my grandson when you saw him this morning? He's just a boy. When only 16 years of age, he is too young to die." "I'm sorry about that," said Death. "I didn't mean to beckon him. I was just startled. You see, I was very surprised to see him in the marketplace. We have an appointment for him this afternoon in the city." Ooh! That guy's gonna die. That's not good. Let me know what you thought of that story. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this stream. Please make sure, if you like this, make sure you tweet it out, share it out on Facebook, let people know that I am live here on HSFL Paranormal. That means a lot to me if you could help get the word out. Yeah, I like that one too. Ooh, this one's called Just Delicious. Let's see. This one is super long though. Oh my God. Jesus. This story sounds horrifying. Okay. There's a man who loves to eat. Every day he went home at noon to eat lunch with his wife. The man was not a good husband. He was mean and bad-tempered, overbearing bully. His wife was afraid of him. She was a shy, timid woman, and she did everything he asked. If she didn't, he would often beat her. One day, On his way home from lunch, the man stopped at the butcher shop and asked to get a pound of liver. He gave it to his wife, told her to cook it for dinner. His wife prepared pasta for lunch, so he sat down to eat. When the man ate his lunch, his wife told him that a rich woman in town had died today and her body had been brought to the church next door. The man was not interested in what she had to say. He was enjoying his plate of ravioli and washed down with a nice glass of wine. He didn't want to stop eating long enough to tell her to shut up. That evening, the wife began to prepare dinner. She seasoned the liver and cooked it slowly in a pot with vegetables and broth. After a while, she lifted the lid, and the liver looked like it was done. So she cut a small piece of and popped it into her mouth. It was just delicious. The flavors were so rich and vibrant. Somebody leaving? Oh, bye, Angie. Hey, Deeron, how are you? I hope you're doing well this evening, Deeron. Bye, Angie. Sending love. Take care. Have a good night. Hopefully you can sleep after these stories. That evening, where was I? The flavors were so rich and vibrant. She thought it was the best meal she had ever had. She tasted another piece, and another, and another. It was so good she couldn't stop herself. Before she knew it, the pot was empty. She thought to offer it to her husband. She began to panic. She thought he would be coming home soon. What would he do if she had eaten all of the liver? He was not the type of man who would understand. He would be very angry, and she remembered the beatings that he had given her before. She did not want to face that again. But where she could get another piece of that liver late in the day. It was then she remembered that the rich old woman was lying dead next door in the church, lying dead open in the coffin, waiting to be buried. After finishing the meal, she got up from the table, patted his belly, and said, "That was delicious." After finishing his meal, the husband got up from the table and patted his belly and said, "That was delicious." He had never had a better dinner. Salad with a drizzle of olive oil, just the right amount of garlic and vinegar, fresh garlic that had the most tastiest, most tender liver almost melted in his mouth. He looked at his wife. "Aren't you going to have some?" No, I'm not hungry." You finish it." That night, they went to bed. The man had fallen asleep, but his wife was laying in the darkness, unable to close her eyes. All she could think about is what she had done. And just then, she heard a dark voice in the distance. "My liver! Who has my liver?" It sounded like the voice of the old woman, and it came closer. "I want my liver! Who has my liver?" The wife listened. Was it just her imagination? Was she dreaming? The cry came again and again, piercing and terrible. "Give me back my liver! Give me back my liver!" "No," she said. No, she whimpered. "I don't have it. I don't have your liver." Now the voice was next to her. "Who has my liver?" it asked. "Who has my liver?" The wife trembled with fear. She pointed to her husband and said, "He does." Suddenly, the wife awoke in a cold sweat. She was so frightened she could barely breathe. She couldn't stand the strain any longer. She had shook her husband and then woke her up. She confessed everything. She had told him that the liver that she had eaten the liver that she had brought. She had crept in the church next door, and she told him how she had slit open the belly of the corpse and cut out the liver and brought it home to cook it. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm horrified or just disgusted. Her description was so vivid, her husband could almost see everything happening before his eyes. As he listened, he grew more and more angry. Then she had told him about the ghostly voice that she had heard, and he grew more and more fearful. The man was terrified of ghosts. "I'm the one who ate the liver," he said. The moans. She was coming to wreck him for the vengeance that she had bestowed upon him. I'm sorry. Okay, so that means she'll be coming for me to wreak her vengeance. He had gotten out of bed without a word. He went downstairs. His wife had sat in the bed wondering what he was going to do. A few moments later, he heard footsteps coming up the stairs again. When he appeared in the doorway, he saw he was holding a knife in his hand. She screamed and screamed. Later that night, the husband crept into the church next door, approached the coffin, and placed a new liver in the belly of the corpse. And when he went home and climbed to bed, his sleep was never disturbed again. Nobody ever saw his poor wife ever again. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about that story. That was really disgusting and horrifying and gross. I hope you enjoyed it, my friends. That creeped me out. And not many of these stories do. I know, right? Dear on, no shit. Like, that one was like, oh my God. Lord of mercy. That one was like, yeah, that one was pretty horrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Ugh. Let me go to the live chat real quick and see. Yeah, that was creepy as hell. I completely agree, Anthony. That one was creepy. Thank you guys for the 50 thumbs up. Guys, please make sure you smash that like button. Please help support the channel by smashing that like button. Tweet this out. Share it out with your friends on Facebook. I do work really hard on trying to make this channel better and better each day with new investments like the studio lighting, the chair for my back that's more comfortable so I don't have to get up and move around because my back is hurting. Got the boom so I no longer have to hold the mic. I got the upgraded cameras, the better software to stream with. So I hope everybody did like that one. Yeah, I like that one. That one was creepy. Yeah, oh my gosh, I loved it. Yes. Not gonna have nightmares. LOL. That one was truly disgusting, I have to admit. Yeah, that one was messed up. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. See you guys later. Bye, everybody. Alright, have a good night, Simply Joys. I hope you have a good night, my friend. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Alright. Okay, we have... Okay, I'm going to give you guys the vote. There's the Dead Hand. There's the Dare. And Burning Feet. Let me know in the comments which one you want to see. Post it in the comments below. Thank you guys for the 21 people watching right now too. Okay, so there was the Dare, the Dead Hand. Right? I'm never gonna eat liver and onions again. Yep, me either, my friend. Hey, thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. The hand, the feet. Okay, so we're at a tiebreaker. The dead hand, hand. Okay, dead hand. Okay, the hand won, and then we'll do the feet. Dead hand. It is a story about a bog in Ireland that is rumored to be haunted by strange and disturbing creatures. Ooh, guys, this one is decently long too. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's see here the comments. Okay. Yeah, guys, please make sure you smash that like button. Okay. Where did the stories go? Okay, the hand. Okay. There was a small village in Ireland that lay at the edge of a large bog. There was a marshy land stretched as far as the eye can see, dotted with the small brushy weeds and the skeletons of tall, ragged trees and branches that stood out and reached out like a log with twisted arms. The soggy ground could be dangerous because it is riddled with many deep bog holes that were filled with black, murky water. The bog holes were... bog is like a swamp, to put it into perspective for people. Guys, thank you guys for the 19 people still watching. Wow, thank you guys. Or 22 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much. Please make sure you support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. Please make sure you like this stream. You can like it by smashing that like button. You can also support this channel in one of two ways, either PayPal or on my merch store at Teespring. Okay, so back to the story. I just wanted to see here real quick. The soggy ground could be dangerous. Okay. He would never come up again. Okay, so if a man accidentally found down the bog hole, he would never be found again. It was a fearful place. If all the tales were true, it was before my time. I have heard many strange stories about the bog, and it would make your skin creep just to listen to them. Every day, the man in the village would come out of the bog and toiled for hours, cutting the turf. They loaded up the wheelbarrows and hauled it out in the sun to dry. They used the turf for fuel, burned it in the fireplace to heat their homes. They were also able to make money. But after the sun had set, nobody would dare venture into the darkness of the desolate bog. In the moonlight... Oh, hey, Jojo Walker is in the house. Hey, how are you doing, Jojo? Welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, I won't miss it. I'm off tomorrow anyway, so I definitely will be there. Nope, I won't miss it for nothing. Okay, I don't know how long you'll be on, but I will be driving for 25 minutes and I will have my headphones on. Awesome, cool. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the story. Nobody would dare venture into the darkness of that once desolate bog. Into the moonlight, the wind would whistle through the dead branches of the twisted trees. What just happened here? Okay. Let's see. Yep. For surezies. We'll be there. No one would dare to venture through the... Okay. The wind would whistle through the dead branches and the twisted trees. Those who lived nearby often would glance at strange shapes coming across the deserted stretch of swamp. They were rumors that the village of strange creatures emerged from the bog holes at night. People were so afraid that they refused to leave their homes after dark. The name of the show. There were only one person in the village who did not believe in these creatures, a tall man by the name of Tom Maskus. Everybody known him as Long Tom. On his way home, as the light began to fade, he would often whisper at his friends, "There's one." It jumped up and ran, and Tom would laugh and laugh. Ha 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 ha! Finally, some of his friends turned to him. "If you know this much," they said, "why don't you go out into the bog some night and see what happens to you?" "I'll do it," said Long Tom. "Sure. Don't I work out there every day?" "Sure. Don't I work there every day? Not once have I ever seen something that frightened me. Why would it be any different tomorrow night? Tomorrow night, I'm going to take my lantern, and I'm going to walk out there hanging it on the willow tree in the middle of the bog. If I get scared and run, I'll never make fun of you again." The next night, the men went into Long Tom's house to see him on his way. The blackest of nights and the thickest clouds obstructed the moon, blocking out the light. They arrived. Tom's mother was pleading with him not to go. I'll be all right, he said. "There's nothing to be afraid of. Don't be foolish like the rest." He took his lantern and sang to himself, headed down the path to the bog. Some young men wondered if Tom wasn't right. Maybe they were afraid of things that didn't exist. A few decided to follow him and see for themselves, but they stayed far away from him and began to run into but they stayed far behind just in case he ran into trouble. There they saw dark shapes moving about, but Tom's lantern kept bobbing up and down, and Tom's voice kept floating back to them, and nothing happened. They finally caught sight of the willow tree, and Tom was standing in the circle of the light, looking his way about, whistling a happy tune. All of a sudden, the wind blew out the lantern. Tom stopped whistling. The men stood silent in the blackness, staring their eyes into waiting to see something awful happen. While the clouds shifted and the moons peeked out again, they caught a glimpse of Long Tom. His back was up against the tree, and his arms were out in front of him as he had frightened something off. It seems like the very darkness, alive with creepy things, strange shapes were swirling around him. They could hear loud wails and awful moaning sounds. Then clouds covered the moon, and again it was pitch black. Now the men were on their knees, praying for dear life, and certain that the Virgin Mary and all the saints to protect them. When the moon came out again, Tom's face was pale as death. He was desperately hanging onto the willow tree with one arm. One arm was stretched out in front of him. Something was pulling on it. It was a disembodied hand with rotting flesh dripping down moldy bones. It was a tight grasp on old Tom's arm. Stronger and stronger it pulled until at last Tom lost his grip of the tree and was dragged off into the night, shrieking like a soul in hell. MKids Life and Videos, that is my live subscriber count. I have that on there, so if new people subscribe to my channel, their names will be brought on live on my screen right in front of my face, or I think actually above my head. And then it will also, this will actually change up and down depending if people subscribe. So it's super, super cool. Back to the story. When the clouds blotted out the moon once more, they then turned and ran the blackness towards the village. They again and again they had lost the path and fell into the muck, struggling to avoid the deadly bog holes. In the end, they crawled back on their hands and knees, but Tom Askis was not one of them. In the morning, people searched for Tom, finally gave up hope. That evening, the villagers heard a loud cry. It was Tom's mother. She was rushing to the path of the bog, shouting and waving. When the villagers stopped her, she frantically gestured them to follow her. Struggling to overcome their fears, the villagers ran after her, and when she came to a stop, a very young Tom Askis slumped out of the willow tree, shaking and gribbling as he had lost his mind. His left hand was raised, pointed in the air, pointing at his wild eyes, staring at something only he could see. There was a right hand that should have been, but there was nothing more than a bloody stump. It was ripped clean off. Nothing ever knew sure what they had seen. Something people had claimed that had been attacked by a dead hand, and others said it was just talk of drunken, suspicious fools. The only person who really knew what happened was the young man, Tom Manassas. But he never spoke of the word again. He spent the rest of his short life barricaded in his room, shaking and trembling through those long nights. He didn't make it to the end of the year when they lowered him into the grave, and his grieving mother cried out again, and people gathered in the churchyard and begged him never to be so foolish as to venture out into the cursed bog in the middle of the night. I hope everybody liked that story. Sorry that one was really, really long. I hope everybody liked it. Let me know in the comments. Hey, Funko Pop Una. Hey, welcome, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Funko Pop. Hey, Funko, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I will definitely go back and make sure I check out your channel as well. See real quick. Funko Pop, I just supported your channel. Thank you guys for all the thumbs up. Spooky, hello there. Yes, Spooky. Hope everybody did like that story. Wow, 24 people still watching. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it, my friends. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Alrighty. No problem. Love these stories. Thank you so much. Yeah, these ones are really good. I do like these stories. I want to try that one with the burning feet. That one sounded really, really good. Jojo, are you still in the house? Or did she head out? Let's see here. Hey, Anthony Husha. Alrighty. Guys, yeah, make sure you smash that like button, fam. Help support the channel. Burning Feet is about a man who hires a guide into the Canadian wilderness. Hey, Canada, hey. On a snowy white plain, they encounter a horrifying creature from Native American legend. This is a tale about a short story based off of the book The Wendigo. Holy shiza, there's one's long. Okay. Sorry about my German fans that are in this stream. I did say that. Oh, she went to bed. Oh, okay. Gotcha. No problem. Okay. No problem. More money, more problems. Just playing. There was a wealthy man who loved hunting. He decided to go on a trip to a remote part of northern Canada. He was forsaken in a desolate part of the country where few people had ever ventured that far north. Even fewer went there to hunt. He traveled out with a trading post, and he tried to find a guide. He was asked around, but nobody spoke to him and wanted to take him on. They all said it was too dangerous. Eventually, he was put in touch with a stocky Cajun man by the name of DeFuego. The man seemed to know a lot about trapping, Indian lore, and how to survive in the wilderness, and Hunter, he thought, would make an excellent guide. DeFuego was badly in need of money and agreed to take the hunter out to the hunting grounds. They set out together, paddling down the river in a small canoe. They reached their destination. The man had set up camp near the large frozen lake. As far as the eye can see, the ground was covered in a thick blanket of snow. The hunter was enchanted by its beauty and enjoyed the sense of freedom that it had given him. After 3 days, the haunted icy plains, but they had nothing to show for it. Luckily, DeFuego had taught him how to break the hole in the ice and catch some fish, so they didn't go hungry. The hunter was glad he had chosen to bring him as a guide. He knew that only one thing lay in between him and DeFuego, and that was starvation. The third night, a windstorm came. They lay in their tent, listening to the wind howling and the trees whipping back and forth. The storm better. The hunter opened up the tent flap, and they saw him startling at him. There wasn't a breath of air stirring, and the trees were standing perfectly still. They could hear the wind howling, and more he listened, the more as it sounded like it was calling DeFuego's name. Thank you guys for still watching. I do appreciate it. DeFuego. It seemed to be calling DeFuego. I must be losing my mind, the hunter thought. When he closed the tent flap and turned around, he saw that DeFuego had gotten out of his sleeping bag and huddled in the corner of the tent. He buried his arms. "What's wrong?" the hunter asked. "Nothing," DeFuego said. "Just that the wind was playing tricks on your ear." The voice cried out the wind to call his name. It sounded oddly seductive and sweet, and DeFuego became more tense and nervous. DeFuego, DeFuego. Yeah, it's only been 2 hours since I started streaming. So I'll be going on for 1 more hour after this, guys. The Cajun man began to panic and jump to his feet. His eyes were wild as he was trembling. He brought through the flap of the tent, and he was about to go back, and the hunter grabbed him by the arm. "Where are you going?" the hunter shouted. "Can you not leave me anymore?" "How will I?" Suddenly, he was interrupted by the tremendous wind roaring and coming through across the lake. The trees overhead shook with the force, and the campfire flickered and threatened to go out. And then there was a tremendous rushing noise like something swept over the tent, almost lifting it off the ground. DeFago was shaking with fear. All of a sudden, he broke loose and fled from the tent. The hunter watched as the guide ran off and swallowed up by the darkness. The hunter could hear him screaming as he went. Over and over again, he cried, "Oh, my fiery feet, my burning feet of fire!" Then his face faded away into the night and the wind calmed down again. At the first sight of daylight, the hunter followed DeFago's tracks into the snow and led through the night towards the lake and into the ice. Soon, he noticed something strange. The footprints DeFago had left became longer and longer. They became so long that no human could have made them. It was as if something had helped him hurry away. Ooh. The hunter followed the tracks onto the middle of the lake, but they seemed to have disappeared. At first, he thought DeFago had fallen through the ice, but there wasn't any hole. There was just... and so he thought that somebody had pulled him off the ice, but that made no sense. As he stood wondering what happened, the wind whipped up again. It could hurt... as soon as it started howling the night before, then he heard DeFago's name again. It was coming from above. He was screaming, "Oh, my fiery feet, my burning feet of fire!" Hold on just a second. I'm gonna read a comment real quick from Hangouts. Oh, supposedly there's supposed to be a comet tonight. So that's interesting. Hey, the Egyptian Gamer Geek, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome, my friend. Egypt forever, hashtag. Thank you so much for coming and visiting my channel. Thank you so much. Make sure you smash that like button, my friend. Okay. Oh my god, this story's getting creepier. Now the hunter wanted to leave the place as fast as he could. He went back to camp and packed. He left some food from DeFago, but he had started out... Yeah, there's a comet coming tonight that's supposed to shoot across the moon. Supposedly, from what somebody was saying to me in another chat. I just briefly looked. He went up and packed. He started out weeks later. He went to reach the trading post, set out looking for DeFago. And when he asked around, none of the people had seen him. He told them what they had witnessed, but nobody could explain what happened to DeFago that night. The old man took him aside and whispered, "Could it have been Wendigo?" Wendigo repeated, "What's that?" They say when it comes the wind, says the old man, it calls your name to try to trick you. When it has you in its clutches, it drags you along at a great speed until your feet burn away. And then it drags you some more until more of your feet burn away. It says it carries you into the sky and drops you. That's the story I heard as a child, as an old Indian legend. Who knows if it's true? The following year, the hunter went back to the same area. He was buying some supplies at the trading post, and he asked about his old guide DeFago, and nobody had seen or heard of him. As night fell, the hunter, sitting by the campfire, darkness brought forth a strange man. He came and sat far from the fire, where the light and shadows had mingled. The man had a blanket wrapped around him, and his hood was pulled down so low that his face was hidden in a shadow. The hunter watched him for a while. There was something familiar about him. DeFago, is that you? Stranger did not answer. Is that you, isn't it, DeFago? No answer. The hunter began to wonder if something was wrong, if the man needed help, but he couldn't see his face. Are you all right? He asked. No answer. DeFago, you can tell me what happened. Just a little so I can help you. From the hood, a stranger muttered something. His face was low and breathless. I have seen the great Wendigo thing, he whispered. The hunter wanted to look at DeFago, but he wasn't sure if it was really him. He reached out and tagged under the man's hood, and the hood fell back, and a blanket dropped to the ground. The hunter screamed in terror. There was nothing under that blanket but a pile of ashes. Woo! Burned they that one. Holy smokes. Hey, Tara Cope! I hope you're doing well, my friend. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. All right. All right, that was the burning feet. We did the dead hand. Yeah, that story was brutal. Oh, I love the rings on her fingers story. This is probably one of my favorite stories of all time. One day, Florence Wyndham suddenly took ill and slipped into a coma. She, despite that all the doctors had tried to do for her... One day, Florence Wyndham suddenly took ill and slipped into a coma. Despite all the doctors had tried to do for her, she eventually died and took her husband. Her husband was heartbroken. She was buried in a small cemetery about a mile from her home. In the middle of the night, a grave robber broke into the cemetery. He was carrying a lantern and a shovel and began to dig her up. When his shovel eventually hit wood, he scrambled down into the grave and pried the coffin open. Holding the lantern, he looked at the corpse inside and saw 2 rings on the dead woman's fingers. He had, taking hold of her cold, dead hand, he began to pull off the rings. They were stuck fast. He decided that the only way to get rid of the rings were to cut off her fingers by taking a knife out of his pocket. He sliced the finger with the first gold ring, and to his horror, it began to bleed. He heard a rustling noise, and the woman's corpse began to stir. Suddenly, she sat right up in the coffin. Terrified, the man jerked backwards and accidentally dropped the lantern. He was in a complete darkness, crouched down in the grave, frozen in fear, and just then he felt cold fingers around his neck. The man shouted out with a terrible scream and scrambled at the grave as fast as he could. In a panic, began running, not daring to look back. Blind by confusion, he had no idea what was happening. He just kept looking through the pitch darkness, and to his terror he could realize that he was fleeing in the wrong direction, and he was headed right over a cliff and down into the rocks below. He fell on his own knife and stabbed himself right through the heart. The thief bled to death and went off the cliff. Whoa. I saw that in I don't know. I don't know many details about this comment. I'm doing really well tonight, Tara Cope. I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. I don't know much about this comment. Somebody had mentioned it in a passing chat. I'm not sure who. I know who it was, but I'm just not sure if it's happening tonight or not. I didn't see anything on Google about it, so I'm kind of lost. Guys, thank you so much for all your guys' support. 18 people still watching. Thank you so much. I don't know for sure about what's going to happen with this comet. Guys, how are you liking this setup? Do you want me to continue doing it this way? Do you like the paranormal OBS setup where I have like the After Dark special in black and white, and I got like the creepy like kind of look to the house with like the cemetery in the background? And again, my chat is not popping up. There it goes. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes it turns off and turns back on. Not sure what happens. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like it. Awesome. So happy you guys like it. Guys, if you're new to this channel, I really hope that you would consider subscribing. I try to put out some good quality content on here on HSFL Paranormal. I'm enjoying it and liking it, HSFL, bro. Oh, cool. Awesome. I'm so glad. Dude, James, you are awesome, my friend. Seriously. I love the setup. I'm just sitting here and listening. Let me know, Row Trains Tigers. Alrighty. Let me see here real quick. Alright. Let me see here real quickly. Alright. Yeah, that was a good story. I like that one. That one was actually different from the other version of that one I heard. The Hearse song. Ooh, that one sounds good. Oh, it's actually a poem. The Hearse song is a poem. It goes, "Don't ever laugh when the hearse goes by. You might just be the next to die. They wrap you in a big white sheet from your head down to your feet. They throw you in a big black box. They fill your grave with dirt and rocks. And there you lie for about a week until your coffin springs a leak. Worms crawl in and worms crawl out. Worms play piccolo with your snout. They eat your ears, they eat your nose, they gobble up your fingers and your toes. Then the big rat comes and crawls up your mouth and out your bum. And when your skin turns sickly blue, your brains melt and turn to goo. You spread them around like the slice of bread, and that's what you eat when you are dead." Wow. That's almost more horrifying than the actual stories I've been reading. Ugh. Gosh. Wish I didn't read that one. That one might actually keep me up tonight. Thanks, poem. Wish I could stay in longer, but I got it set up for early tomorrow. Thank you, John, for the stories. I hope you have a good night. All right, dear On. Thank you so much for coming by, my friend. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I heard a similar to this song or story when I was a kid. Huh. Yeah, that one's kind of creepy, guys. All right, let's see here. Okay, this one's a short story. It's called The Cat's Paw. Whew, that picture does not look friendly. There was a butcher who ran a successful business. Everyone in town... See, this list is supposed to be working. Don't know what's going on here. There you go. You've never heard it, HSFL? No, I've never heard that rhyme before. It's quite scary, actually. Golly. Yeah, that one's freaky, guys. Thank you guys for the 16 people who are still watching. I really do appreciate it, guys. I'm going to be on for another about hour and 20 minutes. But yeah, for sure. Okay, going back. There was a butcher who ran a successful business. Everyone in town bought meat from his shop. One day, the butcher discovered that somebody had been stealing meat from the storehouse behind the shop. Every night, one of those slides of beef on his pork chops would... One of his sides of beef or his pork chops would disappear. This was a real problem because it was causing him to lose money. He decided that he needed to do something about it. One night, after he had closed shop, the butcher went out to his storehouse. He switched off the lights and stood there in the darkness, clenching his meat cleaver and wanting the thief to arrive. He didn't want to have to wait long because soon a black cat came out, sleeking through the gap in the door. It was the biggest cat the butcher had ever seen. It jumped down and tried to pull a leg of lamb that was hanging on the ceiling. The butcher switched on the lights and the cat stared at him. Instead of running away, it jumped at him and tried to bite him. The butcher was taken by surprise. He swung his meat lever and cut off one of the cat's paws. Hashtag animal cruelty. Just playing. The cat let out a terrible shriek and it began spitting and yowling and tearing around the room. It ran out the door and disappeared. The butcher looked down and expecting to see the cat's paw and said he saw a woman's hand that had been severed at the wrist. It was wriggling about in a pool of blood on the floor. I think I would scare kindergartners, Leslie Walton. No, that would be awesome. The next morning when the butcher had opened his shop, one of his customers came running down the road crying for help. He said his wife had been in an accident. The butcher had ran into the man's house to see if there was anything he could do. When he got there, he could see the wife sitting by the fire. She was clenching her arm and withering in pain. Her hand had been cut off, and there was nothing there but a bloody stump. There was the strangest thing about it was that she was spitting and yowling just like the cat. The butcher told everybody what he had seen that night, and they took the woman out to a deserted field and buried her alive because they knew she was a witch. Woo! That one was good, fam. I like that one. That one was really good. Yikes. Holy smokes. Oof, this light is killing me, dude. Alright, let's try that. Guys, how's it going tonight? How are you enjoying these stories? Really enjoying them. Awesome. Hey, thank you for staying by. Hey, I believe in ghosts. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for hanging on here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Help support the channel. Just keep smashing that like button. It helps me get into the algorithm. Helps me to stay current here on YouTube and helps me make videos just like this and keep putting them out. We have 55 thumbs up right now. Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad all y'all loved all these stories. Okay. The green ribbon. Ooh, sounds kind of mysterious. See how long this one is. Ooh, it's a short story too. Yay. Okay. Okay. Bill whistled as he strolled through the park. He was on his way to meet his girlfriend. He could smell spring in the air. He jingled the engagement ring in his pocket and thought about asking Sally to marry him. Sally just sat down on the bench and Bill kneeled down in the floor in front of her. Bill kneeled down in front of her on the floor. Sally, Bill said, "You are the most amazing girl I have ever met. I love you, but I want you to be my wife. Will you marry me?" She giggled and said, "Yes, I will marry you." Bill gazed lovingly at his bride-to-be with eyes lingered in red velvet ribbon Sally had always worn around her neck. "Why do you always wear that ribbon?" Bill asked. Sally said, "I never take off my red ribbon." Bill smiled at Sally and left the ribbon alone. Bill and Sally had married in June. Bill found a lovely house in a nice neighborhood and they moved in. Bill bought Sally many parting dresses, but Sally always wore her red ribbon with each outfit. Bill thought this was odd. Sally just smiled. "I must never take off my red ribbon." A few years later, Sally found out she was going to have a baby. This news delighted Bill. She talked to her friend who had babies. Bill talked to his buddies who had children. They talked together late at night, wondered about what they had learned from everybody. When the big day came, Sally said, "Please tell the doctor I must not take off my red ribbon." Bill was frustrated. He promised Sally that he would tell the doctor. After the baby was born, Bill gave Sally flowers. "Thank you for the flowers, Bill," Sally said. "And thank you for telling the doctor I must not take off my red ribbon." Bill did not understand why the red ribbon was so important. "Do you want to hold little Billy?" Sally asked. Bill and Sally and little Billy, these names are killing me, lived happily for many years in a small, lovely house in the neighborhood. When Billy was just a baby, he would sometimes reach for the red ribbon around his mother's neck. Sally would gently take his hands and try to coo him. Mommy must never take off her red ribbon. The red ribbon frustrated Bill for the longest time. He loved Sally with all of his heart, but he could not understand why she wore the red ribbon. After many years, Bill had an idea. "On the anniversary coming up, I will try to buy her a beautiful necklace. She will take off the old red ribbon so she can wear this beautiful necklace." When the anniversary came, Bill and Sally went to the fancy restaurant overlooking Central Park and had a delicious meal. Then Bill gave Sally a velvet box with a beautiful diamond necklace in it. She opened it and tears came to her eyes. Bill put on the necklace around her neck and started to take the red ribbon off. Sally stopped immediately. "I must never take off my red ribbon." Bill sat back in his seat with a huff. He looked at Sally and shook his head. I may never understand," said Bill. Sally gently placed the diamond necklace back in the red velvet and closed it. "It's lovely, Bill. I will treasure it always," she said, "but I must never take off my red ribbon." "Why? After so many years?" Sally smiled sadly and shook her head. She did not answer him. Late that night, Bill awoke. "I loved Sally for more than 20 years, but she insists on wearing that horrible ribbon around her neck. I think it's about time I find out why." Bill got out of bed and walked around Sally to the side and carefully pinched the threads of the ribbon, and slowly began to look at the ribbon. Through the ribbon, the bow became smaller and smaller. The loops pulled through, and it was only a half knot left. He slid her fingers after the knot and tugged. Zip! The red ribbon came away. Pop! Sally's head came off and rolled on the floor, bouncing in the moonlight. One large tear fell from Sally's eye. I warned you, she said. Holy shit. That was pretty spooky, guys. What did you think about that one? It started out so nice and loving and peaceful and kind. What? What big asteroid? Somebody said we're gonna miss this one. What? There's a big asteroid headed for Earth? A big asteroid? And we're gonna miss it? Holy cows. I need to look at the chat. A giant asteroid will make a flyby Earth in the next few days. Asteroid number 4179 Trollus is about 3 miles wide. Holy crap. Grabbing a drink. Be right back. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. Do need to take a little break here, and been sitting for more than a couple hours, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back, guys. Sorry, I thought I was grabbing water, but I ended up grabbing orange juice. Alrighty. I am back. Sweet. It will come within 4.3 million miles from Earth at its closest approach at 9 o'clock tonight. Who the hell? Who the hell is that with the cool sunglasses, dude? Oh, hey, Shock Girl, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Well, I don't know what time 9 p.m. GMT. What time is that here? Is that tomorrow night? Like this coming tomorrow night? Or is it tonight? Because it's technically still hasn't reached even midnight yet. Alrighty. Thank you guys for the 20 people watching right now. Holy shnikes. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate it, my friends. Holy smokes, Irish Whiskey Paranormal. How are you doing, my friend? It is so great to see you. I hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, the new lighting in this house is very bright. The new studio lighting that I got for my channel. I hope you're enjoying it. Guys, if you're just joining, please make sure you smash that like button. Help support the channel. That is always welcomed. Alright, hold on. Yeah, guys, make sure you smash that like button. I'm going to continue with the stories, guys. So apparently when he took the ribbon off, her head fell to the ground, wobbling around. So that was pretty awful. Okay, viewfromscope.com. Cool. Cool. Alright, let's get back to the stories, yo. Alright, this one's called The Hook. Okay. This one's a little long, but it's good. One summer night, a teenage boy, was out on a date with his new girlfriend. He picks her up at the house. They drive out to the edge of town. They parked out in the car and scheduled a spot to a well-known place called Lover's Lane. As they gazed out at the light of the town, the boy put out his arm around the girl and switched on the car radio so they could listen to some romantic music. He leaned over the young couple and began to kiss and cuddle. As they were about to get into the mood, the music finally suddenly stopped, and the newsreader's voice came over the radio. This is an emergency announcement. Earlier tonight, a crazed murderer escaped from the mental asylum. Police are searching for his whereabouts. Warning citizens to be on their guard since the patient is considered armed and extremely dangerous. This is an insane killer nicknamed the Hook Man because he lost his right hand in an accident. It has been replaced by a steel hook. Everyone in the area should be on the lookout for the man fitting this description. If you see anything suspicious, you should report it to police immediately. The girl became frightened and asked him to take her home. She knew that the state mental asylum was not far from Lover's Lane. She also worried about the remote area where she had parked was the perfect area for a deranged madman to look. The boy was feeling brave and assured that his girlfriend and him were perfectly safe. He locked all the car doors and then asked her to kiss her again. The girl became frantic and pushed him away, insisting that they leave immediately. In a huff, the boy slammed his car into gear and spun the wheels as he pulled out of the parking space. On the way back, they began to both calm down. But the girl... When they pulled out in the girl's house, outside of the girl's house, the boy got out of the car and walked the girl to the front door for his girlfriend. For a long time, they just stood there, staring at the door. At first, the girl couldn't figure out what was wrong, but then she realized the door was still locked. She smiled and unlocked it. Still, the boy stood there. The girl was puzzled and rolled down her window. What the was that? It felt like the table just, got pulled forward. That was kind of weird. Okay, I'm just going to ignore that. The girl was puzzled and rolled down her window. Then she saw the boy was staring at the door handle. She suddenly looked at herself and began to scream uncontrollably. There, hanging from the door handle, was a bloody stainless steel hook. That was the end of the story. Well, he is Toaster Strudels, everybody. Wait, what happened, Kyoko? Sorry. Let me get back here. Something happened to the chat, and I have to get back Thank you guys for the 20 people watching. Thank you for the 57 thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Thank you guys so much for the awesome views and watch time, and all y'all who have stood by and watched this through and through. I really do appreciate it, guys. Seriously, thank you. Just waiting for the chat to pop up, since I have no idea what happened here. Was wondering what happened too tonight. Kept trying to refresh. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, yeah. No, it's perfectly alright, guys. No problem. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. Guys, also, make sure you tweet this out and share it out on Facebook. That would help me out a lot. I can try to see your chat up here on screen. Some reason tonight it's wanting to have fun with me and be a little difficult. So there it goes. It's starting to pop up now. So that was the hook. A little bit of a short story. This one is called A Room for One More. Guys, we only have like, I want to say 20 minutes left-ish. So I just wanted to thank everybody for coming by. If you would like to, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please help support me. I'm trying to make this channel better and better each going day. Hey, Bridget, how are you? Bridget Kohler, it's good to see you, my friend. How are you? Guys, please smash that like button. Help support the channel. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Okay. Trying to get back here to the chat. Let's see. How do you guys like the scrolling banner? You like that? With the red and the red lettering and all that, with the two banners below with the hand, and then it says After Dark like the thumbnail. Guys, this took a long time to set up. I spent like maybe 4 hours. I spent like 2 hours last night setting this up because I had a lot of this. Did you have this door open? Yeah, this door. That's explainable because I haven't closed the door yet. But that one I did. Love it. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys like the channel and the art and all that. So thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for giving me such good ideas. Thank you for giving me the constructive criticism I needed to keep going here on HSFL Paranormal. I like the Celtic cross. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even know that. I've totally forgot about that. But yeah, that is cool. I love how the chat comes like through the cemetery. That is even cooler. That's what I was trying to do, and it worked. But actually, let's see here. Count. Uh-oh, I messed up. Oops. There's the subscriber count. So that was actually the wrong one. Hold on, just give me 1 second here. Counter 2. Okay, so that's just going to reset real quick. Thank you guys. Wow, 23 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Seriously, thank you guys. I really do appreciate all the people who are supporting me. Guys, if you're just joining here, please make sure you smash that like button. Help support the channel. Thank you guys. Seriously. You guys mean a lot. Can't comment much. It won't let me. Sorry. Okay. No problem. Came back to watch the show. Some love again. Oh, thank you so much. Wow. Awesome. Guys, so many great channels in here. I like Budget Outdoors. Budget, I just made you a mod. There you go. Alright. Sweet. So let me get back here to the stories. Alrighty then. So we call Room for One More. It's a short story. Room for One More. There was a young woman who started a new job at a large office building. She started walking one day with a long black hearse drove up slowly next to her. Matching her pace, she began to become nervous and anxious and watched out of the corner of her eye. The driver leaned out the window and called her in a deep, booming voice. "Do you need a lift?" She turned to him, only to a terrible shock. The driver's face was actually hideous and deformed. His skin was a deathly pale, and his eyes were noticeably higher than one another. The man pointed out the rear of the vehicle, which contained a coffin. "Room for one more?" he asked. Frightening by his bizarre appearance and unwelcome suggestion, she refused to offer a lift. Profoundly disturbed, the woman ran down the street. She came to the office building where she worked, and for the rest of the day, she couldn't stop thinking about the strange man in the hearse, and was glad when when it was finally over. Let's see here. A woman worked on the ninth floor. A woman who worked on the ninth floor. The woman worked on the ninth floor, and when the elevator came, it was almost completely full. She hesitated for a moment before stepping in. "Are you sure you don't want to come in?" asked the familiar booming voice. "Okay. Are you familiar you don't want to come in?" asked the familiar booming voice. "There's always room for one more." The woman gasped. The hearse driver from this morning, eyeing her with his lopsided, horrible gaze. Now, thoroughly spooked, the woman began shuddering. "I'll take the stairs." The hearse driver stared at her as the doors closed. The woman had only taken a few steps when she heard a chorus of screams with a deafening crash. She had hurried down the stairs, and when she discovered the elevator cable had actually broken and all of the passengers had plunged to a grisly death. The end. Holy smokes! That was a good one, guys. Seriously, that was a good story right there, people. Oh my god, it's a sea of blue. I got you, Road Trains. There you go. Road Trains is now a moderator for your channel. You come in here a lot. Yeah, that story was like, holy smokes, guys. Yeah, no, Budget, dude, you're good people, man. I like you. Guys, I really appreciate all the support that you guys give me. It means a lot to me, seriously. You're just such a good supporter of everybody, dude. No problem. Guys, make sure you check out my merch. I have men's, women's, and children's clothing. I have iPhone cases and Android cases as well. iPhone and Android. Stickers, tote bags, and much, much more. And I only have a few days left on my merch, guys. I only have like 4 days left. I have, I have, 4 days left, and there's a promo code for 15% off. And it's actually going to be HSFL 15, all one word. So if you want to get some merch, this is the time to do it, guys. Make sure you get the merch out. And, yeah, make sure you guys grab some of that merch. It's really good quality products. No problem. Alrighty. Alright, this one is called Clickety-clack. I think I got time for about just this last story here, and then I'm probably going to sign off. I'm getting pretty tired. Clickety-clack is a story about kids, about a great... Sorry. That was actually a wrong part. There was an old, lonely woman who got sick and eventually died. She had no family and no close friends. Her neighbors got together and dug up a grave for her. She asked the undertaker... They asked the undertaker to make a coffin for her, and they dressed her up in her best clothes and laid her body out in the living room. When the old woman died, her eyes were wide open, staring at everything and seeing nothing. This disturbed the neighbors so much that they found 2 shiny silver coins and put them over her eyelids to make sure her eyes would stay closed. As it was a tradition at the time, they had held a wake so that people could come by and pay their respects. The neighbors lit some candles and set up the corpse where she would not be alone. The next morning, the gravedigger arrived to collect her body and take it to the cemetery. When he was about to start digging, he opened the coffin and peered inside and saw that the silver coins covering her eyes. Immediately snatched them and stuffed them into his pocket. He's screwed. Looking down at the dead woman, a chill ran down his spine. Her wide eyes seemed to be staring at him, watching him as he stole her silver coins. It gave him a creepy feeling, so he grabbed a hammer and quickly nailed the coffin shut, as he buried it as fast as he could. When the traveler got home, the gravedigger got home, he put the 2 silver coins in a tin box and shook it, listening to the rattling sound, trying as he might. He would forget that those eyes were staring at him. He placed the tin box on the mantle. That night it grew dark, and the wind started to blow. The storm shook the house and rattled the windows. The winds whistled through the cracks in the walls down the chimney. Bzz, buzz. It went bzz, buzz. The gravedigger threw some more wood in the fireplace and went to bed, pulling up the covers over his head. The wind kept blowing through the cracks. Bzz, 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 bzz. The fire flared and flickered and cast an evil shadow onto the walls. Lying in bed, the gravedigger could not think about the dead woman's eyes staring back at him. As the wind grew larger and larger, stronger and louder, the fire started to pop and snap, and he began to get scared. Suddenly, another sound, clickety-clank, clickety-clank. Clickety-clank. It sounded like the rattling of the silver coins in the tin box. "Hey!" shouted the gravedigger. "Who's stealing my money?" All of a sudden, he heard the wind blowing bzz, bzz, and the flames flared and flickered and snapped and popped, and the coins going clickety-clank, clickety-clank. Shaking with fear, he flung the covers and sat up in the bed. Looking around, he couldn't see anything. He leaped out of bed and started to go down the stairs. Then he went back to bed. And chained the door closed. Then he went back to bed and barely touched the pillow where he had heard the clickety-clank, clickety-clank. Then he heard something way off in the distance. A voice crying, "Where's my money? Give me my money!" The wind began to blow. Bzzz. Fire flared and flickered and snapped and popped, and the coins went clickety-clank, clickety-clank. The gravedigger got really scared and jumped out of bed and piled all of his furniture against the door. He had an iron skillet over the tin box. He jumped into bed and covered his head with blankets, but the money rattled louder than ever. The voice carried, "Give me my money! I want my money!" And the wind blew, and the fire flared and flickered and snapped and popped. The gravedigger shivered and shook and hollered out, "Oh, Lordy, Lord!" Suddenly, the door flew open, and the dead woman that he had buried, with her eyes wide open, was staring at everything and seeing nothing. And the wind was blowing, and the money went clickety-clank, clickety-clank, and the fire flared and flickered and snapped and popped. And the ghost of the dead woman, "Where's my money? Where's my money? Who took my money?" And the gravedigger moaned, "Lordy, Lord!" The gravedigger watched in horror as the woman drew closer and closer, her hands groping the air as he could hear his silver coins in the tin box going clickety-clank, clickety-clank. Her cold, dead hands groped around, trying to find it. As you tell the story, throw your hands up in the air, groping all around. And the wind went bzz, bzz, and the money rattled clickety-clank, clickety-clank, and the fire flared and flickered and snapped and popped, and the gravedigger shivered and moaned, "Oh, Lordy, Lord!" And the woman cried, "Who has my money? Give me my money!" And suddenly she jumped on the man and screamed, "I've got my money!" That was the end, everybody. Oh my God. Hope you like that one. Woohoo! That was a good one, my friends. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of that story, as that one was pretty scary. NASA warned of a 226-foot asteroid that will pass by Earth tonight. Wow. Golly. Oh yeah, that guy is screwed. Wow, 24 people watching right now? Whew. Thank you guys so much. Seriously. Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Give me my money. Guys, please smash that like button. Please support the channel. Thank you guys so much for helping out. That meant a lot. Thank you guys. To be able to get the streams that I'm getting going now. Like, I'm so happy with all the new supporters. 1,500 plus of you have came over to support my channel. Thank you guys so much. I really, really do appreciate it. I love every single one of you guys, and I love the people that like to think differently by not giving me a thumbs up. They are just as welcome here too, because they give you the most amount of watch time, and they're doing their part and keeping YouTube going. So thank you guys for the thumbs down. It really means a lot to me. Seriously. Alright, bye Bridget. Guys, I don't really think I have time for another story, but I can share a quick one of my own personal one. As some of you might have known, I had brought something home with me from one of my investigations. I was being haunted and tormented by it for weeks, with it scratching my neck, my throat, my hand was bleeding. I had scratches on my chest and my wrists. Like, I was waking up almost every morning until I got my house cleansed. And actually the third time I've gotten my house cleansed, because it's the paranormal activity in my house was getting so bad there for a while, and it was getting worse with every investigation that I was going on, because apparently I wasn't being as safe as I thought I was. And I got attacked because I brought something home with me, which was not good. But hey, take care, Terracope. It was so good to see you, my friend. Wow, 60 thumbs up, guys. Thank you guys so much. Remember, people, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please make sure you support it. You're always welcome here on HSFL Paranormal. Thank you guys so much. Rob Random, how are you? Hey, welcome, my friend. You're just entering as I'm about to leave my stream. No, it wasn't an item. It attached itself to me on an investigation, which is even more horrifying in my opinion. Oh yeah, no, we're pretty much done. We're pretty much finished with this live stream. Gotta finish it up in about 5 minutes here. But yeah, some really spooky stuff was starting to happen in my home, and it seems to have settled down since I got the house cleansed, so that's always a good thing. Please, guys, please consider, yeah, damn, LOL, next time I'll catch you earlier. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm going live tomorrow night at this time, but it's not going to be with this kind of setup. It's going to be a Google Hangout with some of my paranormal fans, or actually some more paranormal people. So it's going to be like a bunch of paranormal people all in one panel to talk about trips and stuff that we're going on, what we've been through, what horrible stuff has happened to us, what good stuff has happened to us, what we have caught in the past. It's kind of like a paranormal hangout. Yeah, I'm pimping that shit. Yeah, exactly. Pimp that shit. Guys, thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. Remember, if you're new to this channel, please make sure you consider subscribing to HSFL Paranormal. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that like button, second of all. And have a good rest of your night, guys. Let me find another channel real quick that's live right now. I don't know if there's any other channels that are live, but let me look. And I'll be able to go send some people. Ooh, Ghosts of Hawaii is on. I'll go send you guys over there. I've never rated his channel before. He's only got one person. He's talking about his haunted home. He's a paranormal investigator out of Hawaii. So let's go check out his channel. please go subscribe over to Ghosts of Hawaii. Here, I'll go back here to my stream chat. Let me go grab that information. He's another paranormal investigator from Hawaii, our neighbor across the other part of the ocean, the Pacific. So hold on, let me grab the chat real quick and I can post his link. I'm just having a lot of lag here because of the windows I think I have open. There we go. So go into, hold on just a second here. Oh Lord, oh Lord. from that story. Oh Lord, oh Lord. All right. Hold on. Hopefully I'm still live here. Just give me 1 second, fam. I'm trying to grab the live chat. It's just taking a minute here. For some reason, it all decided to load up really slowly. I'm trying to close other windows that might be hindering it. Here we go. I really want to go support Ghosts of Hawaii, just to go give him a shout out here. So, because he's like a relatively new paranormal channel, and I'm always trying to go help people out. But there we go. Here's Ghost of Hawaii's information. Go put in HSFL raid into that live stream. And go support Ghosts of Hawaii. Okay, let's see here. Alright guys, have a good night. Take care everybody. Love and light to everybody here. Take care everybody. Bye.